Bros.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Coastal Bros. Big Chief Daddy here. And we're going to bring on two Coastal Bros. First, we're going to bring on the man himself, Mr. Titan himself. Ladies and gentlemen, bring on Joey Two Wallets, everybody. All right. The next, we're going to bring in the man from the requesting all the New York State teams. Let's bring in Big Boy.
New York everything, people. The food is amazing.
Yes, it is. All right. We're here. How's everybody going? What's going on?
Smooth, man.
We got a couple people talking already. We got SoCal Derek. What's going on, SoCal? We got Rashawn watching on Twitch this evening. So we got Twitch on. We got what's going on, folks? Well, it was a good win for Two Wallets there, except he lost to a key player. And the battle of the other back-to-back Coastal Bro games, man. This one wasn't really that thrilling to watch. I mean, you thought last week was boring. This week was a close game, but it just didn't have that feel to it, to where I was a little asleep. I'm not gonna lie. I almost fell asleep after the first half. I was dozing while
First half, the first quarter, I was ready to call it a night.
Well, I mean, all right. Opening drive, we throw another pick. That's another pick. So my man leads the NFL interception. You never thought that. Then you guys throw it right back to us.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I was like, well, thank you very much. And it was just like, okay, this is how I see how this game's going to go. It's going to be one of those close games. And at the end of the day, I wasn't happy. We won. But I was like, man, this wasn't. I wanted to win by. I mean, the score was 20-17. I was hoping we would win, like by at least 10 or something convincing. But for a game-winning field goal, pretty much, that's been our year. What'd you think about the game, Big Boy?
It was the least hyped game of the season. There was zero energy out there. It looked like they was going through motions. It looked like they was even scared. I wasn't even sure they was playing football at the time. I'm not sure what happened with my coaching adjustments, but I don't know why he had everybody playing so far deep. Got nickel and dime up and down the field. For a second, my linebackers looked like they didn't want to touch the running backs real quick. They say, "Oh, let's let them run real quick. Let them run real quick." I don't even know what was happening in that game. I don't even think no team was prepared to play that game at all. I think they just showed up, put on their jerseys, just hit out there, and then went home.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at the box score right now, and Daniel Jones had 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick, but a key sack at the end of the game. For Mahomes was 29 for 48 for 275, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, sacked twice. I mean, his QBR is 19.
Yeah,
pretty low, man. I mean, it's like between that, but I mean, we did find a diamond in the rough. If you think about it, though, it was Derek Gore, non-related to Frank Gore. At first, I saw Gore 40, and I almost text Two Wallets over there. I said, "Did we just pick up Frank Gore without me?" And I didn't even know. Like, and no, it's Derek Gore.
Frank Gore.
Yeah. So, but then non-related. But man, does he run like Frank Gore? Girl, I mean, we found that power back that I'm hoping with him, and then if Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes back, might be a nice, good 1-2 punch. He had 11 carries, 48 yards, 1 touchdown, so he didn't do that bad. But I mean, no tape on him. So we'll get to the breakdown in trades and stuff like that in a little bit. Other than that, Two Wallets, your teams. One escaped narrowly, and one lost their first loss. The curse of the mask.
Well, I'm still emotional. Did I want to see King Henry get Eric Dickerson? You dag, Skippy. I wanted to see it. But not only that, I wanted to see a non-quarterback get MVP. I don't know if that's going to happen now, or unless somebody comes out of nowhere and does something spectacular.
Well, you got Diggs.
Diggs. I don't see that happening. Defensive player of the year, maybe, but not MVP.
I mean, if he could get an interception every game for the rest of the season, I'm pretty sure he can make a strong case for that. No. I'm with it. But that's it.
I like
for a place.
I will say this. We did pick up a Hershey's Kiss, so to speak, to our large chocolate bar, which is King Henry. Adrian Peterson. I had to think about that for a minute. Considering that he is familiar with the offense, I could see him doing another 500-600 yards for the rest of the season. That makes sense. Go have football. Last year he did 600. Okay, the last game he played, if I'm not mistaken, he had 8 carries for about 60 some odd yards. He's not done. He was limited. In Tennessee, if Nichols doesn't show out, Peterson may show himself in. So I'm going to wait and see. But honestly, it's still pick your poison.
Over under he plays.
Huh?
Okay, but over under that AP plays this weekend.
I'll say 60% that he does play in limited snaps.
I'll say he is going to play.
Yeah, I believe he's going to play. I know insiders to say that. I'm just saying based on the situation and what we're looking at, and I pray that Jeremy Nichols stay healthy because I don't think anybody knows just how good he was. Me being the Boise State fan, I do. So, you know.
You're gonna need something out of him because Ryan Tannehill, if he throws for 60 passes in a game, I don't think you guys can win on that.
He's not throwing 60 passes in a game. He's gonna stay right there. That Will has 35, 40. He's gonna stay right there.
Talk about letting that running game now is gonna have to prove that their offensive. Yep, and with that offensive line, I mean, it's going to be a tall task. I mean, you guys are 6-2, leading the AFC in the whole entire conference. So, I mean, it was pretty. You just started picking up national media, and then I was like,
and it took Derrick Henry getting hurt to do that.
Well, right before that, you guys were on it for a little bit, and then now it's like, so.
Well, this is why we gave Ryan Tannehill money.
Look, AP can still get you some yards. He's a serviceable halfback.
Yeah.
I feel like when he hits his stride, even with the limited snaps, he can still probably get you 50 to 80 yards a game. 50 to 80 yards a game.
If we're going to go that, I do have a prediction on that one. Adrian Peterson hasn't had a 100-yard game. I believe it was announced on SportsCenter since 2019.
Well, with your O-line.
With our O-line, he might get
that.
At least one for the rest of the season. He might get that. And look, now I know they're saying that he's not in football shape, but if there's anybody who can roll off their couch and be in normal shape and be ready for football, it's that guy.
Workout warrior.
Yeah. So I would like to say thank you to everybody. I know this might sound funny. I would like to say thank you to everybody for the well wishes for Derrick Henry. I don't think so many people know that. We didn't realize how much love there was for Derrick Henry until he went down. You know that old saying, you don't know what you have until it's missing.
Yeah.
You know, I do know one thing. I don't get facts from the shows I watch, but I will say one thing about Skip Bayless. He never said anything about Derrick Henry, but he did say that's the biggest, fastest guy. We never seen anything like it. It was just nice to see positive recognition for Derrick Henry in Tennessee. And that's pretty much where I'm going to leave that.
Okay, and let's talk about your other team, no longer undefeated. Lost a heartbreaking loss Thursday night, 24-21 to the Green Bay Packers. We'll get to Green Bay later.
Did they lose?
Aaron Rodgers, 22-37, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dillon, 78 yards. And Jones had 59 yards. He was also their leading catcher, 51 yards catching. Kyle Murray, 22 for 33 with 274 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 really bad interception. And Edmonds, a rough night for him, only 30 yards. Your buddy James Conner, your guy you love so much, 2 touchdowns. Hop played decent. AJ Green did decent until his remote control died in Madden.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I saw that meme. But it was a good game. What did you think about this? What do you think about the Cardinals? I mean,
I just have one question about this game. What did I promise you from last week's shows to this one? When these two teams get together, it's a great game.
Yeah, it was a great game. However, I didn't know this until I had to look it up, or you guys told me. I got confirmation from both of you guys. I didn't realize your butt on the ground equals 2 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait. Say that one more time.
Your butt on the ground equals 2 feet down?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the way they said it, though, they should have said down by contact. Because that, if you look at down by contact, yes, that's what it was. It was down by contact.
Correct.
But, okay, but the way they rephrased, the way they said it wrong. The referee said it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is put this way. The referees need to go back to school because there have been some bad calls in like 8 straight weeks.
Mm-hmm.
There was one call in the Chief and Giant game. They called a face mask on Travis Kelce, and the dude was trying to strip the ball out. And because Travis Kelce turned, they called another 15-yard penalty on the way to the game-winning field goal. And it's like, I mean, the Giants are already kicking themselves because they picked the ball and they were offsides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could do for me. And
then they get the extra. So it's like, if that guy scores, and I know, okay, he's down. They still had what, three more tries? Not mistaken, 3 more tries to score that touchdown. But it was a great ending. Kyle Murray, look, he got my MVP vote. I don't even have one. I think the way he drove that team, and if the AJ Green turns around, they're gonna win that game. The ball was there. He didn't turn around. My question is, how do they bounce back now? I mean, how do they bounce back? I mean, they're gonna play? They're playing the Niners. So, but I mean, they should bounce back. How do you think they're gonna bounce back?
Look, they need to dominate the time of possession more. I'm looking at the stats of this game. They only have 1 yard less than Green Bay Packers in this game. 1 yard less in total offense between rushing and passing. What they got destroyed at is they only got 22 minutes of the ball time. Packers got 37 minutes of ball time. That's a huge difference of what you can do. Their yards per play is 6.1 yards per play. The offense is horrific. They just need to not turn the ball over and dominate the ball some more. They back to their winning ways. That's how I feel about it. Also, do a little bit better on third down.
To all it, out of your team, do you think how your team going to respond after they finally lost?
Well, first we got to get healthy. I know some of you guys and our soon-to-be Miami correspondent had said that JJ was washed up. But I don't think what people understand sometimes is how a serious championship mindset, a winning mindset, comes onto a team, how it can affect the rest of the guys. JJ Watt being there and not being there is going to be different. A Larry Fitzgerald not being there. See, I think where people kind of miss it when Larry Fitzgerald left and JJ came in, JJ carries that respect that some players get, i.e., Von Miller going to the Rams. I mean, it's getting unfair at this point. There's some veterans that command respect going to certain teams. J.J. Watt going to Arizona did that. Not only that, the defense played way better than people expected. I'm not one of them. I was a huge fan of J.J. Watt in Houston when I had to play him 2 times a year, every year. We got to get healthy.
Right.
I'm glad we got Zach Ertz because he's going to help control the football, which is going to help the defense come down the road. So Zach Ertz, everybody keeps talking about how Adams didn't play that game. Our guy gave it a go. He couldn't remember that final drive. He wasn't even on the field. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
all right. So
we gave it a shot.
Right. So halfway into this, who's your pretenders and who's your contenders?
Big boy, you have to go first.
You have any contenders, or you think some of these guys that are in this lead right now are going to be like, this week 9?
I'll still say that the Bucs are still legit contenders. They don't have everybody on the defense yet. Can they get healthy too? Rams, complete contenders. Although they did lose their deep threat.
Oh, he has to be released.
I'm sorry. Is my earpiece broken? Did he say the Rams are pretending?
Oh, I meant to say contenders.
Contenders.
Oh, contender. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he said pretender.
See. It's like, actually, there's a lot out of NFC coming through. Those are my top 2 right now out of NFC. Out of AFC, I still have the Titans. I want to see how they're going to do before I write them any other way. Because let's face it, if King Henry was still there, they was knocking on the door of something special. And, of course, I got the Bills over there contending too. They still doing their thing, just swagging up and down the field. As for the pretenders, I know they've been doing good, but they did get that L. The Falcons. They was doing something. They was sneaking up on people. But they got style.
I like that guy. He pays attention. I like that guy. Go ahead, big boy.
The only gray area I have right now between the two, the contenders and pretenders, would be the Bengals. Because they are still new to this winning culture. Let's see if they can bring it all the way around, and let's see if they can get a playoff win. That's my list right there.
So my list, the Patriots, they're a small contending team. Okay, I think they got a little bit. They're probably on the. If I have to say, it's probably like 60-40 pretenders. Just because, I mean, I know they're 4-4 right now. They're a couple games back from the Bills. The I'm agreeing with the pretenders as far as the Bengals. I think we're going to start seeing them fall. And I'm saying the Raiders are pretenders, okay? The Raiders are the pretenders. They're not, after the news that happened with Ruggs and their coach gone, they're going to fall. I still like the Chiefs in that division as much as they're struggling. I still think they're a contender. I still think the Chargers are a contender. In the NFC, Dallas they're contending, but I don't see them in the Super Bowl. They'd be contending in the playoffs, but I don't see them in the Super Bowl. Green Bay should be they're contenders. They're always contenders. Sorry, but to say it, but Saints fans are going to be pretenders now because you got no quarterback. I don't know what Taysom Hill is going to do. Jameis Winston's out. I know you got a two-headed monster in running backs, but you got no quarterback. So you have Taysom Hill is going to take them to the Super Bowl. Are they bringing Drew Brees out of the press box? Is he coming out of retirement? Did I miss anything? Did he come? Is he coming out of retirement? I don't think so. Carolina's obviously a pretender. Why are you giving me that look? And as far as, hey, look, the contenders obviously in the West are the Rams and the Rams and the Cardinals. Hey, look, by the way, SoCal is saying that the Chiefs are going to be scary here soon with the Rams. He's also saying that the Bills are pretenders with the Ravens.
I take mine.
So that's what he's saying. So,
all right.
Well, Wallet, give you a couple minutes.
You know, he kind of ruined mine. I've been telling you guys from day one, I don't believe in Buffalo. If you can't run the ball, you can't win a title. It's that simple. Moss, got love for your running back. You're a scat back. You're not running Buffalo to a title. They have a great passing offensive line. As much as I love Josh Allen, which I do, because I've loved him ever since Wyoming. I don't know if he's going to dink and dunk enough to win a title. We saw Mahomes dink and dunk just enough to win one so far. That's one of my AFC pretenders. I will tell you who my contender is. I'm not a homer. I'm being serious. It's Tennessee. Not because we just lost our run game, but we do something that the other teams are supposed to do. Not only now do we stop the run, but we pass rush. You can pass rush, and you're forcing turnovers. Bayard, thank you. You can win games. Remember, you don't have to be dominant running. You have to do it enough. They're going to change this offense now for Ryan Tannehill. They're contending. My gray area, as Big Boy put it, I'm going to say Oakland. Big Chief, you can quote me 2 shows ago. I said, Gruden's gone. I don't see them winning another game. I was shocked when they went out and won one. Yeah, like I said. I was shocked when they won one.
Okay. They won 2 in a row.
Yeah, I know. I still don't see them. I don't see them winning the division. 5-2, 4-3 Chargers, 4-4 Chiefs, and 4-4 Broncos. The Broncos are going to scare them at least once. Chiefs are going to give them at least once.
Hold on, Joe. I got something for you.
Bruh.
You said Broncos? Hold on. Excuse me.
Yeah, you heard me.
I'm sorry. I feel like the Raiders are just really good overachievers right now.
Thank you. Completely agree.
But the Broncos is giving away their team, so
that's why I hit him with the
4-4 right now. If they win 2 more games, one of them is going to be Oakland because they're going to give up 1. to Denver. It almost seems inevitable. And in the NFC, my contender is the New Orleans Saints, who I've completely flipped on. Now, I did not believe in them in Jameis Winston, but the fact that Jameis Winston went down, you can laugh. Go ahead, laugh. Go ahead. Get a good chuckle. I'm telling you right now, when you can stop the run, pass rush, and now you have a two-headed monster, and one of those dudes can play the slot, Trevor Siemian, the guy who can barely throw, plug him in. Sean Payton is going to prove his worth in gold. Don't be surprised. They just dominated Tampa. They didn't beat Tampa. They dominated Tampa. Didn't they do that last year with that same defense? Okay, right. Now, they don't have
the Saints winning that game
to give them the game like he did in the playoffs. Nobody wants to talk about that. Drew Brees gave Tampa that game. And then he retired. Nobody wants to talk about that. We all love Drew Brees. He's a great guy. He gave Tampa the playoff game.
Well, okay, so our Miami Dolphin correspondent, SoCal Derek here, said the Saints are looking to sign Phillip Rivers.
What?
So if
that's okay,
all right. Well, if they get him, I mean, he's a gunslinger, so that would fit perfectly. I don't know. They've been trying to get Taysom Hill to be their quarterback, so they got their chance now. So I just don't. Mm-hmm. I don't see him as a full-time quarterback. He's a gimmick quarterback.
Oh, I'm so glad you just said it. Who's going to stop Kamara, Ingram, and that dude?
I understand, but I'm just saying they're going to you put everything in the box. Can he throw? We'll see if he can actually throw a little bit more than 20 yards down the field.
I feel like that Taysom Hill has a certain number of plays he can actually run in that playbook as of right now today. I don't think
he's now let me ask you, big boy. How many teams are going to stop all three of them cats at once? You can't stop all three, and then one of them can throw a little bit.
Yes, one of them can throw a little bit. But think about all the ingenuity you're going to need to run the playbook that's going to have those plays to get them started or every play all game.
Isn't this the best version of Tim Tebow that we've seen so far? This is what we wanted to see from Tim Tebow. We're about to see it. How is nobody with me on this?
Nobody with you in the comments too, buddy. So, but Sean said, by the way, I hit her he said not with the laugh track. Yes, right.
Okay. Now, my pretender, I've been saying it all along. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't believe in. I'm not going to bet against him, but I'm sorry. My hate for Tom Brady runs deep. I'm sorry, big boy. Your Super Bowl pick is simply going nowhere this year. They don't have injuries. They don't have Drew Brees to throw in football games. They don't have Heineke to come all the way back and just lose it at the end. I mean, I'm sorry. If somebody's passing on Tampa, they're going to get them all day. And if Tampa gives up an early lead in the playoffs, I feel bad for him. Because you just saw what happened. If you get enough points on Tampa, Tom's going to do what he can. Tom can't do everything.
All right.
Don't worry. The Bucs is going to get their revenge.
And I would love, big boy, I got to say again, I love your pretender because they're 3-1 in the last 4 games. Atlanta, and speaking of Atlanta, congratulations to the Braves. How about the Dodgers?
All right, so let's get at the end we'll talk a little bit of World Series. Let's get into the trading deadline. The talk of all talks, and I was talking offline, and I told our soon-to-be correspondent I break down some stuff real quick of his Dolphins, because he's, like I said, come January on the Sports Daddy TV YouTube network, he will be giving us some episodes on the Dolphins, everything Miami Dolphins. So if you're a big Miami Dolphin fan, tune into that. So far in 5 games, Tua's had over 1,000 yards passing. In 8 games, Gaskins has 279 yards rushing. Gesicki has 75 yards passing. Jerome Baker, 43 tackles. Xavier Howard, 2 INTs in 7 games. Now, this is what I think. Granted, they didn't trade Tua. They didn't trade Tua for Watson. We heard all that speculation and 2 wallets. We've been talking about that off air with our friend with SoCal for like 3 weeks.
However, one thing just before, I know you mentioned everybody singularly. I know everybody keeps ripping the Dolphins secondary unit. For a Dolphins secondary unit that's pretty bad, does anybody realize that they're third in the league in scoring defense? They're only allowing 18 points a game. Right. I'm sorry, 18.8 points a game. That's not bad.
19 points a game. It's not bad. My thing is, so my thing is this though. You paid all this money to Xavier Howard. You got $12 million fully guaranteed and $3.5 million on with with benefits, and restricted. He was going to get $12 million non-guaranteed money at first. But where has he been? He asked for a trade.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get traded. They're going to keep him because they just fixed his contract. And no team's going to want him because, look, you played great. It was a contract year. You got your money. They restricted your money to help you. And now you're going to give this return on investment. Who's going to want to trade for that? Because they're going to be like, okay, he's going to play great only 1 year, only at the end of every contract year.
How about 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC South would have traded for him if he was up?
Oh,
Atlanta would have.
He was up.
Tampa would have.
He was up, but
Carolina would have.
Okay, but he was up. But in that type of player has not. He's not putting what he's putting what he's worth in. I talked to 2 Miami Dolphin fans that Big Boy and I work with, and they wish he was gone. They wish Xavier Howard was traded because they're like, you're just basically stealing money.
Completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you trade him?
Because they're not trading. They're not trading any. They didn't trade anybody.
They're not going to give him up for nothing when they know when you don't want to be somewhere, when you don't want to go to work, are you really going to put that effort in?
I understand that, but if I'm making 12,
that's exactly.
But if I'm making, look, I make chump change, okay, compared to this $12 million, okay. I make chump change. If I'm making $12 million, I'm giving you everything I have.
Is he or is he not a millennial? Aren't these cats kind of?
I don't.
I'm trying to say sensitive.
If that's the case, we are in trouble.
True or not true that some of these kids that we see on TV making these millions are sensitive.
We are in trouble then.
Okay, and then I'll just add one point to that. The NBA is messing up the NFL stars. I want my say, I want my bread, and I want it my way right away at Burger King.
Hey, have it your way.
Yeah.
Do we know how close Russell Wilson was to becoming a New York Giant? I would have loved that, by the way.
But we could have used that.
Because he wanted it his way. He wanted it right away. He just didn't want that Burger King.
But some of these owners aren't going to do it.
Some of them are not going to do it.
Okay. So let's get to some.
Talk about free agency real quick. Why aren't the Chiefs picking up D Jackson?
So here. No. Here's the thing. They were in talks with the Rams to trade to get him in a trade.
Okay, he's a free agent.
Okay, he just got released, so give it time. They might sign him. However, they did. However, they got Melvin Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about pass rush?
Oh my gosh,
that was a good one.
6th-round pick. They gave him for a 6th-round pick. So now that takes the pressure off Frank Clark. So now you got Ingram and Clark on the ends. You can keep Chris Jones in the middle, And Chris Jones showed me, or he been showing me all year, that
He
has to play. He has to play in the middle.
Yes.
In the middle. He cannot. He's not a DN.
Who?
No,
Chris
he's a tackle.
Jones. Who? Chris Jones.
Right. Chris Jones, Mr. 3 ligaments. Okay. The only guy that the only thing I didn't like is the fact that Daniel Sorensen.
Why is everybody ragging that dude?
That's the guy. I can't stand him. I wish he was gone. I wish he was gone because he cannot play secondary to save his life. That pass interference call that he got against in the game in Monday night, he still let the dude catch the ball. If you're going to interfere, make sure that dude was not going to catch that ball. So, but they're picking on him. I wish they would have got a safety. I'm glad they got a defense in. They let the doctor go, but they did that because he was requesting a trade because he wanted some playing time. He opted out last year to help with COVID and everything, but he lost his starting spot doing that. So he asked for a trade. They traded him to the Jets for a tight end that won't ever see the field. But they also cleared up some salary cap, so maybe they will go get a Djax. However, they don't need any more receivers.
You kind of do.
We don't need any more receivers. We need people. We need safeties and corners. Okay. We need some secondary help.
When everybody is doubling, not Hill, when they're doubling Kelsey,
they're not doubling anybody.
Well, okay, yeah, they're on him, and there's a zone that plays right in between them two.
They're not doubling anybody. They're not doubling anybody.
Nobody fears the wide receiver you just picked up. That's the problem.
Okay, but the problem is they're not doubling. They're saying, I'm playing. Look what the Giants did. The Giants did the same. The Giants played 20 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
And finally he learned, let me throw it here. Let me throw it there. Let me throw it here.
Gave the ball to that boy 12 times.
All right. But also,
they're showing up here lately.
Kelsey had only 2 catches and one he fumbled. But I get he's in the middle. He's in the middle. They're not doubling him. They're not really doubling him. They've been breaking down the defense, the offense and everything else. I've been watching it. They're not doubling him. They're just switching over. They're not letting anybody go deep. And they're not checking. He has to check.
And they keep one man glued to his hip and in the zone stuck right in between him and Hall. But imagine, I said Hall, my bad. Imagine.
I still like Pringle.
Jackson. He's going to open up everybody. You can't guard.
We'll see.
All three of those dudes.
I am not a big. I don't think we need another receiver. One, we need to stop turning the ball over.
I agree.
Okay? We turn that and our penalties. You realize we had more penalties in this Monday night game than we did in the Super Bowl. This past Super Bowl, we had 13 penalties in this game.
Okay, at least let me sell it to you. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna give you.
All I need is 40 seconds.
A minute. 40 seconds.
I'll take a minute. I'll take a minute. Why the Kansas City Chiefs should get a wide receiver when I was normally against it. I see the issues that Mahomes is going through. Mahomes doesn't have a lane to throw through. The offensive line is a run blocking offensive line. They need to spread it out. If you put a big guy in the slot, Kelsey, instead of playing him on the end on the right or left tackle, it's going to free somebody up for the catch if you have somebody to fear that's outside. You can also play the dink and dunk game with 4 wide and 1 running back. Gore, who I like. This is what Djax is going to do. You got to pay attention to that dude over there. If you got 3 dudes, 1 linebacker, 2 safeties, you can cover 2 guys. You can't cover 3 like that. If you get Djax over there who's going to demand a 10, all you need is 1 40-yard touchdown play for the rest of the NFL to say, oh no, we can't do that to them anymore. Spread the ball out. He did it with Don McNabb when he brought in T.O. And then he had Todd Pinkston. And then he had, I forget the little dude's name in the slot. And guess what? He had Westbrook. Gore fits that mold. We don't know how well he can catch, but it fits for what Andy Reid does and for the skill set that is him until that does fit my homeboy until he further develops. Remember, he's not fully developed. He's just freaking awesome.
Well, dude leads the league in interceptions with 10. Okay.
I mean, he also led the touchdowns.
Doesn't Eli have rings? Eli has led the league in interceptions before. Doesn't he have rings? Didn't he beat Tom Brady in a couple of those Super Bowls? Leading the league in interceptions doesn't say much because there's one Hall of Famer who's done it a few times. Oh, Brett Favre? Oh, okay. He's still in the Hall, right?
I understand that, and Brett Favre only got one ring.
Okay. Oh, and the season's not over. We're just lucky that the Jets rookie quarterback got hurt before he could continue to lead the league.
Until he stops protecting the ball and start doing this, he needs to personally. Okay, look. Granted, I gave you 2 minutes. I don't like that pick, but that's why we're here and we're not running the split teams. Let's talk any more picks that. Okay, obviously the big one in the room, Von Miller goes to the Rams.
I know that's a possible pick, but that's not fair.
I still like. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on any quarterback that has to see that line.
Dumb. That dude, Vaughn. And then you got the corner. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Yeah. They got Ramsey, and they got that three-headed monster.
Yeah, I mean, that dude Leonard Floyd, too. He's balling, too. He's showing up.
Right. And then can we talk about the offensive side of football? Who all thought Cooper Kupp would have been the best receiver halfway through the season in the NFL right now?
Cooper Kupp is he's the man on that team.
But that's what I'm saying. Who would have thought halfway through this season that we'd be saying the best wide receiver in the NFL is Cooper Kupp? How about this? Why is OBJ still in Cleveland?
How come Cleveland just don't waive him? Because I don't think nobody wants him right now for a trade.
It's speculated that they're going to cut him. Apparently, LeBron James came out for him and it weighed heavily in the fan base.
No, they should just waive him. They
could have that much effect on Cleveland, though. Still.
He doesn't live there no more, to my knowledge. So I don't know why he's still there.
I mean, I know he got his house still there, but
okay. LeBron does. What can I say? But I do still like the Panthers trade to get Gilmore. He paid off dividends already, sealing the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. If you ask me, they did the right move, especially without J.C. Horn being there. And I'm hoping that when he does come back, Stephon Gilmore can mentor the boy, get him on his level, and then they'll have something serious over there.
Carolina's defense next year is going to be scary.
Yeah. J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson and Gilmore if he stays. Bruh. And that dude Chin,
bro.
Brian Burns too on the line. I think he can still do something. He needs to develop more. He needs to go to a school real quick, help him out with that split move a little bit more.
Bruh.
All right. So, who's your winner in the trade deadline?
I'm gonna stick to my Panthers because they already got dividends off of that one.
I know this is gonna shock people. Kansas City. Not only did you free up a bad budget, but you got Melvin Gordon. You got Melvin Gordon the third for cents on the dollar.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm surprised the Steelers didn't want to give him to an AFC team, and they ended up breaking at the end.
Yeah, they ended up having to do it. Do people realize that he can also stop the run? Everybody's like, "Oh, he can run, he can pass, he can pass." Yeah, the reason why the Chargers let him go is because he wasn't rushing the passer so well. But one thing he's always done, look up his tackles for loss. He's always been a nuisance in the backfield.
Then why did he get his playing time cut at Pittsburgh?
He got his plane out and cut because he's got to stay in shape.
Mm-hmm.
8 to 10 pounds on a linebacker who's got to duck up under them tackles, that matters.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay in shape.
I'm interested to see how it will do this weekend.
They're gonna. Well, I'm on Steve Spags. Come on, man, big boy. Please tell him what Steve Spags is about to do. Please tell him.
He's just about
we about to eat Jordan Love for dinner.
But Michael Strahan, Osi Manura. Big boy, please tell him what.
It's his first game, though. It's his first game. I'm just interested to see how many.
He could bring in the rest of the life.
I'm just seeing how many. I'm just seeing how much, as far as how many tackles you're gonna have this week. But I know that it'll free up Frank Gore, finally. So Frank Clark. Frank Clark. I remember Frank Clark will finally be freed up. So
Gore on the brain.
I do got Gore in the brain because I hope Derek Gore plays some more. So, all right. So my winners, believe it or not, my winners are the Miami Dolphins because they didn't do nothing. So now you build around that quarterback. You get some offensive line. You get maybe a couple receivers to go with Waddle. You got a great tight end. Take it from me. You take it from me. I have no problem with the tight end being your leading catcher in the team. Hell, Kelsey did it for years. I don't have a problem with that. You just need some offensive linemen. So get some offensive linemen. Build around this guy. Go get a coordinator that actually knows offense, if not a head coach that knows offense. Okay, that's what you need.
That part.
Don't get a whole coaching staff that are straight rookies. Don't do that.
Right. Go get your boy. Go get your Jim Caldwell. That's what you're gonna say, right? Go get your Jim Caldwell. Is that what you want to say? Because you've been saying that for the last 3 weeks.
How about this? Go get a coach that can run the West Coast with Tua, who would be awesome in the West Coast. Can you imagine Tua with T.O., Jerry Rice, John Taylor, and Ricky Waters? Could you imagine that? Now let me throw it to now. Can you imagine Waddle, Will Fuller, who's interchangeable? It really doesn't matter as long as you got a guy who can catch. That tight end, and then you get a rookie running back who likes to run. You don't need to change the offensive line. How about giving Tua a West Coast offense which fits his skill set? Why do you think I keep saying over and over again, get Tua to New Orleans, get Tua to New Orleans, get Tua to New Orleans?
Yeah, but you don't get Tua to New Orleans. Get New Orleans to Tua.
Are you saying to bring Sean Payton to Miami?
Why not?
Do I have to quote Mike Tomlin right now?
Oh.
Did he just say I would not take a blank check to go coach college football?
He said for the boosters, there's in a blank check they can write big.
I'm just saying, in general.
There's no blank check you can sign for Sean Payton to go to Miami, but there's a check and a trade.
You're not. Don't trade him. Not trading him. Don't trade him. But you can't trade him now. The
Saints would gladly trade their first round pick.
They're not going to trade it. They're not doing it now.
No, they bet on Taysom Hill. Sean Payton trying to prove that.
And how fast would Miami love a playmaker in Taysom Hill if y'all got a good quarterback on?
Nope. They're gonna
Big boy.
Look. We're gonna save this stuff for SoCal Derek, the Miami correspondent.
Right. Just one question. If Miami got Taysom Hill, is he not the best playmaker they got in Miami? I'll sit over here.
They won't have a full-time quarterback for a few years because this next crap ain't looking too good.
I said playmaker.
Yeah, he'd probably be the best playmaker because I don't see nobody else really taking it right now.
And guess what? You don't need to be the starting quarterback. Just put him on the field.
Who's going to be starting quarterback? The punter?
How about go get White Lightning?
Bruh.
How about go get White Lightning?
How about we go get Grease Lightning instead? Dance all the way to the Big Mountain.
No.
So none of y'all dug White Lightning from this weekend? Neither of y'all?
That's one game. Let me see what he does this weekend.
Was that one game against Jacksonville, Chicago, Miami? I mean, was it any one of the bad record teams in the NFL? Didn't they just beat the number 2 team in the AFC?
I just said they were my pretenders.
I know, but White Lightning isn't on the Bengals.
Dang, that hurt.
All right. So, look.
Let's get into some.
We are running late again. So, let's give me your favorite game from week 8.
I was actually entertained with the Panthers-Falcons game. I was having fun watching that game. It was fun watching Matt Ryan trying to run the ball. Actually, he did pretty successful running the ball. I like to see Sam Darnold run the ball. He had some get away from the cop speed. He could take off if he wanted to. And then Abdullah, he came off the screen for me a little bit. But the most interesting person to watch in that game for me was Cordell Patterson. I feel like he is the NFL's best gadget player out there right now. He's a bit gimmicky, but he proves his worth on the field. Catching it, receiving it. He could throw it if you need to one a few times a day. I liked watching them play. I got to give it. That to me kept me entertained. Granted, the Panthers could do nothing but field goal them to death, but you can only score what you can score. Take what you can get. That was my game.
2 odds. What's your favorite game from this past week?
I mean, I don't want to be a quasi hater and lover at the same time, but I'm going to go. I got 2 games. I'll say one really quick because it's super obvious. New Orleans beating the brakes off of Tampa. And then the one game. I can't believe none of us have said his name all show. Not White Lightning. I'm talking about Cooper Rush, man.
He did do his thing.
Dude went to Minnesota. Do we know how loud that place is? They're loud up there in Minnesota. It's not even crab cakes and football. It's just football. At least New England got crab cakes. There's just football up there in Minnesota. That's it. The Gophers and the Vikings. That's all they got. The Timberwolves don't count. That's all they got.
They got the Twins.
Who?
The Minnesota Twins.
Who? Who?
So
we got an owl in here.
So my game was the Patriots and the Chargers. I believe Big Boy had that game last week as far as one of the games he's looking forward to. Yeah. And that game did not disappoint. That game was great. And that's why I got 60-40 as far as the Patriots being maybe contenders. Because they got
who to go to playoffs before the season. Who was it?
They got no. I don't know.
Did you? Oh.
Yes. Okay. They're not there yet. So that was was my game. So yeah. So let's get to some. Give me. I'll just okay. Give me 2 games you're looking forward to this weekend.
I want to see the Saints do it again. I want to see if they can keep it up. And I'm actually interested in the Giants-Raiders game. Because the Raiders are overachievers, and my Giants are clearly underachievers right now.
And they fight hard.
Mm-hmm. I want to see if we can flip the tape and start something. At least have some reason to have a bit of a hoorah. I want to see if Daniel Jones cannot turn the ball over as soon as he gets it. I want to see if a wide receiver or a tight end could be our leading reception catcher for a game. Because I think last week it was Booker at the halfback with 5 receptions. I want to see if we can get back to getting some more sacks on there. I'm not asking a lot. Can I have like 5 sacks? Can we get 5 sacks? 5 sacks? 3? I'll take 3. I really want 4 to at least get 1 1/4.
I'll say 3.5. I'll say over under 3.5.
Under
3.5.
Derek Carr gets rid of the ball, and that O line's pretty good. I got him at 3 sacks.
I have to say under. We're just not bringing it right now. And I
No
also want to
rugs.
see if we can get off. No rugs, but still, I want to see if we could get off the field on third down because we struggle on that. I want to see if we could stay on the field on third down because on offense, we struggle with that. And this is a team to test our worth against right here, for real.
All right, Big Chief. I bet you a case they don't get over that 3.5 mark that you just said.
Okay.
Oh, snap, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a green light on the deal. A green light on that deal, people.
This is my pen.
Sounds good. I'll get you a case on that one. So, all right. So $2. Give me 2 games that you're looking forward to.
I mean, I don't want to be super obvious.
Yeah. Sunday night.
But I kind of have to be okay. I'm gonna have to kind of be super obvious and say I'm not alone. We're all curious what Tennessee's gonna look like without Derrick Henry. True or not true?
True.
Okay,
and I'm also curious on how that defense is gonna look with Von Miller.
Nobody asked you about that one.
I'm just saying, if you want to go real,
no.
I mean, it would have been very great to see a full, healthy Derrick Henry against that defense with Von Miller. I would have been looking forward to it.
He still would have got a bill.
He would run shot over that.
Are you sure though? Because the last 2 games, now I know why. The last 2 games, he didn't even break 100 yards. But now we know why his foot was killing him.
So.
I mean, there was a reason.
I know this might sound funny. I am calling all upset right now. White Lightning will upset the Indianapolis Colts on Thursday.
Oh,
I got White Lightning on Thursday. I have a weird. I also have a feeling that first round pick that they got ain't gonna see the field no more. When you got a guy who's that confident can sling the ball like that, you don't just get you don't wake up and get 400 yards. You don't even do that against a high school team. You don't get 400 yards on an NFL team in your first start, and y'all just say, yeah, he's trash. This was not a one-time thing. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. You're picking the Colts. Obvious.
I'm picking the Colts, but I don't think they win by 10.5. They scored okay. That's the point spread right now. 10.
That's a big spread.
It's a big spread. So like I said, I'm picking I think the Jets make it close. I think the Colts win by like 7. Or 7 or under. And if I go 7 over under 7, I will go under. I think 7 will be the breaking point.
I have an unfortunate bowl. The 1-7 versus 1-7. Who's gonna get it? The Texans just traded their starting running back. Does Mills get the upset? Because I know Miami's got to be favored. No, Miami's not favored at home.
No, Miami's favored by 6.5. I'm just telling you. No, I think Miami wins.
I think Miami might have this one.
I think Miami wins this one.
So
I'll put a case on it if you want.
You give me the points. I'll take that bet. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'll take that back if you give me the points. What's the spread? 4?
6.5.
I'll take that bet. Give me the points.
Okay.
Green light. There's 2 green lights over here tonight. And you know what?
Big boy, you gonna jump in?
I got Miami winning. I'm gonna say 6 or more.
So you gonna green light it too?
Green light.
Rashawn got Miami too.
Okay. I'm
3.
glad she came on. When Big Ben leaves Pittsburgh,
she cussing right now.
Uh-oh.
When Big Ben leaves Pittsburgh, I will fear Mike Tomlin and whoever he brings in a quarterback. That's a great coach. I've been saying it for years. That dude's a great coach, and Caldwell needs a job. Miami, can y'all hire Caldwell, please? Okay. Tua and Caldwell, that sounds real good. 2 Christians working together. I like that idea. I'm sorry. I like Tua and Caldwell. I like Caldwell.
My before we started this show, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to the State Farm Bowl, but now I'm afraid that we're never gonna get the State Farm Bowl, either be it Super Bowl or any otherwise. Because now Aaron Rodgers is out. Right? So Aaron Rodgers is out with COVID. So that's. But I was gonna say this would have been an interesting game because
you got love on your mind.
No, I ain't got love on my mind. No,
you ain't got love on your mind.
Not in this level. No.
Big boy, you got love on your mind.
I got Aaron. I got Aaron Jones on my mind.
I got love on my. I'm trying to see what he gonna do. He's just been.
I got love on my mind.
To the starting role. What are you gonna do, boy? Ball's literally in your. What you gonna do, love?
I got Aaron Jones. I got Aaron Jones on my mind because I think they're gonna run heavily on him.
Don't forget that boy Dylan.
And yes, Dylan too. I think Adams should be playing this weekend. So I'm gonna say I like the Chiefs in this game. I'm really scared about these next 3 weeks with the Chiefs. They got Packers, they got the Raiders, they got the Cowboys before they even get a bye week. It's like murderers roll.
Scary. That's scary.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If they can survive and win at least 2 out of 3 of these games, 2 out of 3, then I'd be happy. And I think it's like 2 out of 3, I'd have said we would have beat the Raiders and we would have beat the Cowboys and maybe we would have beaten the Packers. Because after what the Packers looked like last week and how the Chiefs looked like, I think you had to win. If you wanted to beat the Packers, you had to get 30 points. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you get 30 points against the Packers, you win. Now, this defense is great. You can't sleep on this Packers defense. You can't sleep on this Packers defense for they're okay. You can't. You're not going to sleep on this Packers defense as far as, as far as none of their defense got hurt. None of their defense is out. So I don't care what you think as far as their defense. They're the Packers are favored by, or the Chiefs are favored by 7.5. I think they went up to 9 since the Packers injury.
Whoa, the Chiefs are favored by 7.5? Vegas ain't got no love on love. Okay. Vegas got no love.
They're at home. Chiefs are at home.
Vegas got no love.
And people saying the reason why, if the problem is Aaron wasn't vaccinated. Because if Aaron was vaccinated, then he wouldn't. And if he would have got 3 negative tests, he could still play on Sunday. But because he's not, he got to wait 10 days. So there's rumors that he might not even play next week because he wasn't going to be practicing.
If I was the Packers, I'll give Love 2 games just to see what happened.
Thank you. Now, see, Big Boy? All right. Big Chief. Over or under 25 passes for Love?
Over.
You said that confidently. You said Aaron Jones. That means Aaron Jones should have 25 touches, 25 carries, and 6 catches.
I'm just saying they're gonna make him. They're gonna make him throw the ball, and that secondary's weak.
Big boy, Aaron Jones, 31 touches, over or under.
The Packers are tied. Oh. Their defense is tied 3rd in takeaways. So they're deep. Even though Rodgers is out, their defense is still. And our buddies is telling Packers just signed Blake Bortles.
Wow.
He knows the system and he's been there before. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I like the Packers defense, but I would pick on Kevin Keenum, that cornerback, because he's a little bit inconsistent out there on his coverages.
And he's saying Jordan doesn't believe Jordan will play. It'll be Bortles.
Or then they just wasted a whole draft then.
No. If they don't start Love this game, they wasted a whole draft pick, and then you might as well get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. I've heard also Packer fans saying this is the key, that this is when Aaron Rodgers gets Brett Favre.
Cool. Hey, you know how they say how you How you get them? How you lose them?
Or should I say, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers are going to get Alex Smith. So I don't know. We'll see. The other game, another game I'm looking forward to. I mean,
I want to hear where this correspondent said that Blake Bortles is going to get off the couch and just run into an NFL game on a team who's in near first place in the NFC. I want to see, where did he get that?
And the next game I'm looking forward to is the Battle of Ohio.
Oh. I was going to bring that up.
The Battle of Ohio. Because
if Cleveland loses,
they're done.
They're done.
They're done.
Done.
That's it.
Big boy. Your Super Bowl Browns are done if they lose this game. This is I don't call must wins very often in week 9, but this is a must win.
Must win.
Must win for
super must win
for the Bengals. Win for the Browns.
I need OBJ not to play in that game.
He says, "Turn on the NFL Network. That's where it's on."
NFL Network. What do they know?
Twitter. Go on to Twitter. Go on the Twitter. You can also tweet us at SportsdaddyTV, by the way.
That's
right. On there. So, all right. So, I believe that's all the football talk that we have for today.
Does OBJ in Green Bay still make sense?
To me,
yes. Yeah, it makes sense. They've got to waive him. So, I mean, if they waive him, sure.
All right.
OBJ makes sense down at Arrowhead. I mean, if you want me to get receivers, I'll go get Arrowhead. I'll go get LBJ.
And
might as well get Deshaun Jackson, OBJ. Any other receiver want to go to Kansas City? Just everybody's going there.
Deshaun Jackson belongs in Kansas City. Oh, wait. Hasn't he played in that offense before? Oh, wait. Doesn't he know Andy Reid? Oh, wait. Wouldn't they get him for cents on the dollar? Wait, doesn't that make a whole lot of sense? Just saying. Also, I don't know if we talk about number of things.
OBJ said not to be part of the team.
So they're most likely going to come.
Thank you for responding. Okay. So is there real quick, go ahead.
Yeah, mental health awareness. Calvin Ridley. Yeah, taking time off to get his mind right. Prayers out to him and his family. I will put you in my prayer request book. I know it seems silly for most people, but I like to keep my prayer book, and I like to pray for certain players.
Yeah, hope take your time. Take your time. Get well.
Football ain't going nowhere.
Get well. You're still pretty young, so.
Oh yeah.
Get well. So y'all heard of them? Yeah, you guys heard of the Madden curse, right?
Oh.
Right. So there's a new curse. It's called the Manning curse. Because let me tell you that every football player that goes on this show, they lose that next week. Or that week, that whatever you want to call it. The next game they play. Travis Kelce lost to the Ravens. I believe a couple other teams, a couple other guys. I forget who they're on. Tom Brady lost the week before. Tom Brady lost to the Saints this past weekend.
I just think it's a bad stroke of luck right there. I'll put that on coincidence purely.
Coincidence purely? Because, I mean, for a while, that Madden curse was real, and then I think Tom Brady broke it, and then so did Patrick Mahomes broke it. Because I think when they were both on the cover that year, they both won the Super Bowl that same year.
I mean, that's what one person's ring finger says. You know what I'm saying? I want the other person's ring finger. No, sorry.
Oh, by the way, Rashawn wants to add a top fan to that prayer book over there,
buddy. No problem.
So,
anybody needs prayer, I'm willing to put them in a prayer book. Not a problem.
But all right. So real quick, that's going to be the end of the football talk.
Uh-oh.
Now it's time for some baseball. We have a new World Series champion, the Atlanta Braves, win in 6 games against the hated Astros. They won 7-0 last night on a brilliant pitching performance by the Braves. Matt Field, 6 innings. Then they got Masick for 2, Will Smith for 1. Hey, look, the Braves set it up great. They had their best 2 starting pitchers to pitch. Mm-hmm. Right? Now they had their, and then the Astros had their bullpen. They had their bullpen. However, Freeman, I'm really happy for Freddie Freeman. He finally got a ring. He's been on the Brave for like ever. This is their 2nd World Series championship. The first one they got in '95 when they won. So it is really awesome to see. I mean, when Soler hit that ball, I was like, wow. He hit that ball out of the stadium, and I couldn't believe.
He put all the mustard on that swing, all the mustard. Spicy, honey, Dijon. If you can think about it, it was on it.
And it's interesting to see. I mean, it took them 26 years to win their 2nd title. I agree with Derek right here. He says if LA was healthy, they could have won it all again. I truly believe it. If they were healthy, they would have. But they had their chances to win. They had their chances to win in this series.
I agree. Why do you think I'm wearing a hat?
Right. Well, I'll put my Atlanta hat on. See, there you go. I got my Atlanta hat because I'm Atlanta. There we go. There's the Atlanta hat.
I can't do that
because
I can't do that
because. Well,
I gotta put my pick on.
I like Atlanta. In this series, they were great. You know, Jock Peterson wins an MVP. I mean, Jock Peterson wins another title, which is great. I'm actually happy for Juan Washington. He was stripping on. He was on the. He was on the coaching staff. He actually played for the Dodgers. So he won, and now he's been in the league. He was 69 years old, and he's been in the league for a while, and he finally won a ring. And I got a funny stat for you. You want to know it?
Yeah.
If you beat the Dodgers in the playoffs, you win the World Series. In 2016, the Cubs beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. They won the World Series. The Astros beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
They cheated.
They cheated their way, and they won 2017. Mm-hmm. In 2018, the Red Sox cheated their way and won a World Series against Dodgers. In 2019, the Dodgers lost to the Nationals, and the Nationals won the World Series. In 2020, Dodgers won the whole thing. And in 2021, the Braves beat the Dodgers, knocked the Dodgers out of the playoffs, and they win the World Series. So, if you want to go, you still got to go through LA. Even if we don't get a World Series, even if we don't get to the World Series, you still got to go through us. They'll be back.
Dodgers will be back, and their bats will be exploding on offense.
Well, we'll see. They got a lot of. They have a lot of. Let me look this up real quick. They have a lot of free agents coming up.
LA got money. LA got money.
Well, he's looking that stat up. Freddie Freeman, 5 home runs during this postseason run, 11 RBIs. And honestly, big boy, you're going to have to tell me what TB stands for.
I was about to say touchbacks real fast.
Total bases? Total bases. Total bases.
Oh, total base? Okay.
Yeah.
He had
by the way,
35, and he was 3rd in Major League Baseball during this postseason run.
Oh, by the way, Jorge Soler was named your World Series MVP, and that's the guy that he hit a ball out of the stadium. So
he tried to hit it to the stars. Try to add a new one in the sky.
I think he was on his way to hitting that to Dallas. I think maybe he wanted to see if he could hit that into the Cowboys Stadium right in there.
You said Jorge Soler?
Jorge Soler was the MVP of the MLB the World Series this year. So he was this series though. Let me tell you though, rating wise, this series would have been better. Obviously, if it was Dodgers Astros because of the history. This didn't give me a must watch feel. I watched it. It was actually nice to watch a game that you really didn't have that big of a rooting interest in this game. So I watched it. However, I wasn't like a must see watching. But like I said, I'm happy because it was. I didn't want to see the Astros win.
Nobody.
Anyways. So. All right. So other than that, I'll give you guys about 2 minutes each. What are you looking forward to in sports all across the sporting world? Let me know what you guys thinking. What are you guys looking forward to? Whoever wants to start first. We'll start with Big Boy. Go ahead.
All right, everybody. As you know, I am a New York everything guy. And right now, basketball has just kicked in. The Knicks are right now third in the East right now, holding it down. I think they're like, a 5-2 record, something like that. Pretty decent start. But the problem is we ain't played nobody real outside of the Celtics and the 76ers. And we all know the 76ers are struggling. And I'm not sure if the Celtics even still have that identity. I'm not sure what they want to do with the ball. But I'll take the dubs as we can right now. I like the fact that we have some real star on the team. You know, saying thank you, Kemba Walker, for coming back home. Julius Randle, thank you for showing up. RJ Barrett, thank you for developing. Robinson Mitchell, I need you to stay healthy. I need you to get 10-plus rebounds a game, though. I need it. We need it. The Knicks definitely need it. Also, you are a defensive stopper. If you could get a few blocks out there, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that too. But I want to see what we're going to do later this season when we have a nice little stretch. I'm talking about we played against the Lakers, the Suns, the Hawks, the Nets, the Bulls, the Nuggets. All those are projected playoff teams. I want to see how many dubs we could rip off in that stretch right there for real. Probably should look at the time. I didn't know how much time I had.
Let's go. 2 wallets. Go ahead, man.
Okay. And I love the fact that he brought the NBA into this. For those of you guys who don't know, me and Big Boy are rivals in this case. I am a Heat'em. I am a Miami Heat fan. And we are number 1 in the East. For those of you guys who haven't been following, we've beaten the brakes off of the Nets. We just beat the brakes off the Mavericks. And we've also beaten the brakes off the Bucks by 30. Miami's running through everybody right now. Bam can't be stopped. Jimmy Butler is an early MVP favorite. Tyler Hero is the 6th man of the year so far this year. And as I stated 3 years ago, Tyler Hero will be the main rival to Luka Doncic in 4 years to come. That's going to be next year. Jimmy Butler lost 10 pounds. Tyler Hero gained 10 pounds of muscle. Here, bro, you can have it. Use it. They won't be stopped this year. Miami's taking it all. I said it first.
All right. So I said it in the preview. We had an NBA preview a while back. I said Paul George is going to be turning this team until Kawhi gets here, and he's going to be Indiana. It's going to be Indiana West type style. And dang it if I ain't true. Paul George is averaging 28 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals. Only Bledsoe is beating them by a block. Granted, they're starting slow. They are really starting slow. So they're 2-4. They're actually, as of right now, they're actually winning. Actually, they were winning against the Timberwolves, but we'll see how that goes. They're going to be. It's a slow start without Kawhi. We should see how it goes. I like the way they're going, even though they've only. I still have faith. It's not gonna. It's a long season, but Paul George needs to do this every game. He's gonna have to do this all year until at least he gets some help. Until he gets somebody help. I like the way Miami's going. Believe it or not, the other team down the hall looks like they might have got their stuff together finally. They've been playing pretty decent. I like the. They are, what are they? They're 5-3 right now, and Anthony Davis is balling, but so is Carmelo Anthony. And I wouldn't think Carmelo Anthony would have been that well. I thought it was going to take them a little while to get to gel in, but it looks like they're good. If Davis and Howard can get along, they could possibly be,
a one fun to play with 2K team.
Yes, I mean it is a walking 2K team. So, anyways, so let me. So other than that, anything else you guys looking forward to other than that basketball goes?
No, but I am also looking forward to some of this hockey though. My Rangers are doing something nice, but they always do something nice in the regular season. I gotta keep my mouth shut till the Rangers get to the playoffs because that's why they usually lose. They fizzle. They like soda that you leave open, bubbly at first, flat at second.
Yes, I'm looking forward to my Kings. Hopefully, my Kings get healthy and start winning. They're in last place, but they've won 3 games. They won 1 game, lost 6, or 5 losses and a tie, and then they finally won the last 2 games. They play tonight against St. Louis, so hopefully they could. They're home against St. Louis tonight. St. Louis is 6-1, one of the best teams in the league. It's gonna be a rough game. So
I haven't even started following my Colorado Avalanche yet, so I'm not even there yet.
Avalanche are playing as we speak right now. They're playing the Blue Jackets. The Avalanche are 4
name, by the way, Blue Jackets.
They are 4-4 right now. So, anyways, folks, that's gonna do it for today. Once again, I want to thank everybody. I'm gonna give you guys a nice big round of applause for watching, letting us come into you, giving you guys for a good hour and a half or so of sports talk with us 3. You can always call, always watch these shows again if you can. If you can't watch the live show, you could always catch it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. You can always watch it again on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook at SportsdaddyTV. We're here. We're going to be here every Wednesday. However, we have a new time. New time starting next week. We are going to start a half hour later. So it's 8:30. 8:30 for you East Coast times, 5:30 Pacific. Get some of them West Coast people by 2 wallets over there some time to get home. Turn on the TV, turn on some YouTube on their phones, on their computers, and watch us. Also, in January, don't forget, in January, we were going to have, right here, Dolphin Talk with SoCal. In January, anything you want to know about the Dolphins, he will be giving it to you for the season, off-season news, who should be traded, who shouldn't be traded, what they should get. So be on the lookout for that. Could always look again for In the Car with Joey 2 Wallets on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor. Watch for his Unfortunates dropping every Friday. I was really shocked to see that he didn't have the Chiefs in his Unfortunates after that butt whooping they took by the Titans.
Didn't do it.
So,
and isn't it so unfortunate that we have an unfortunate bowl with Houston?
We do have an unfortunate bowl. Yes, we do. Rashawn is saying I'm following 2 teams right now. One of my teams only has 1 loss. Yes, we know. You're 1 loss hockey team.
Oh, okay.
And it's the team over here. So she has a team, I believe. I'm not.
And she just joined us on Instagram Live for those of you guys who are watching.
We're going to
on Instagram
go
Live.
on the after show to Instagram Live. So
the after show started early because we're still recording.
I see that. So, all right. Well, you guys have a good day. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Let us know. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. Hit. Make sure you, like I said, give us a comment or 2. Let us know how we doing. For Big Chief Daddy, Joey 2 Wallets, Big Boy. Because I'm kind of stalling for a couple seconds.
Thank you, Rashawn, for filling me in. My team is 4-4. My Colorado Avalanche.
Yes.
I got to give it a little bit of time before I can get into hockey. I'm one of those guys. I usually watch hockey during the playoffs. Unfortunate that we lost last year in Colorado. Can I just always say that I hate the Dallas Stars?
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that.
All right.
Let me get my post-show calls going.
So, once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. We shall talk to you guys later.
That's how we put that pizza.